Hi lads, so today we're going to look at factors. Okay, so we're going to revise factors. Okay, so let's say we take this one down. Okay, so on this one in factorising here, if you got a number, the thing that stands out to me here is a 25 and 81. I don't care about the E, but the 25 and 81, what they would have in common is that like I could come up with an identical number for 25 that when multiplied by itself will give me 25. I can come up with a number for 81 when multiplied by itself will give me 81. So immediately I'm thinking, oh God, yeah, there's a pattern going on here. So this is what you do. This is what they call the difference of two squares, but we're not going to worry about that, okay? 5a squared. So all I said is 5 multiplied by 5 gives me 25. And you see the squared, lads, I put the bracket around the 5 and the a. Okay, and then the next one, minus, just writing down the minus because it's a minus up there. If there's a plus up there, I'll say a plus. And then it's 9 squared. Okay, it's supposed to give you 81. So your answer is going to be 5a minus 9, 5a plus 9. And now that's the part where you might find it difficult to think, what's going on? Okay, and with these type of ones, what you must do is your answer must be expressed like this, right? The first term minus the second, and the other bracket is the first term plus the second. That is the setup for every question with these type of ones. Look, you get a minus and you get a plus. Now you might be thinking, how am I not going to know like whether I have to do like this first term minus second and first term plus second? Like what type of question does this apply to? So like anything, lads, where you have numbers where if you multiply them by itself, that you'll get like that number like 25, 81, 64, 100. If they start to pop up and you like, if you have two terms that have a number in each that have something like that going on, you know, then you can do things like that. I suppose I can give you another example of one, if I can think of it there now, that you could use it for. Just going back in the book there now. Okay, 121 squared minus 64b squared c squared. Okay. How about this one? 121 a squared minus 64b squared c squared. Now, look, I know the squared is kind of giving it away because you can go with the difference of two squares. But like, look, you got the numbers 121 and 64 as well. By the way, lads, if 121 wasn't there, okay, so for example, let's say it was a squared minus 64b squared c squared. You could still do the same method above. Or if it was like a squared minus b squared c squared, you could also do the same method above. Okay, so like it depends on the question. So if we start here again, what we'll go back to is what number could I multiply by itself that'll give me 121? And that's going to be 11a. I put the squared on the outside. I'm putting down a minus because there's a minus there. And then I say 64 is going to be 8. I'm going to put a bracket around it. It's going to be squared, isn't it? But hold on, I'm not finished yet. B, we need to square that. And C, we need to square that. So again, my answer here is going to be 11a first term minus second. First term plus second. First term plus second. And that's your answer. Okay. Right, let's try another one. Okay, here's a difference of a different factorising one now. Okay, so here we go. If you want to take it down. Now, the question actually says factorise and hence simplify. So it goes factorise and hence simplify. I hate that word going to school. Simplify meant nothing to me, to be honest. It's still in the books. Simplify and solve and all those ones, you know. But it just means you need to break it down as much as you can. Factorise and hence simplify. So if it's saying that, lads, what it's saying to us is, right, you're not going to be able to simplify it straight away. So you need to factorise it first of all and then simplify. So what I would do is I would take the two of them separately. So for example, I would take this one. I'm going to do that separately now, first of all. And then I'm going to have a look at the other one. I'm going to change that colour there now, just put that to a yellow. I'll then sort out that one thing at a time, okay? So off I go. I'm going to write down this first of all. I'm going to factorise 4x squared minus 7x minus 2. Now factorise, lads, means find two factors. Oops, sorry. Find two factors. And you know the grid we've been doing in school. Now what we always do, the 4x squared, let's say, right? That goes here. And then the minus 2, that goes down bottom right. Okay, so 4x squared is top left, minus 2 is bottom right. And the next thing we used to do, you see the minus 7x in the middle? What is here and what is here will have to add up to give me minus 7x. So I'm going to draw the line. In this type of one, this is where we're given the end of the story. This is the end of the story. 4x squared minus 7x minus 2. That is the end. We have to go back to the beginning. So again, we have 4x squared in the top left, minus 2 in the bottom right. And we're trying to find out them two things in the middle. But I do know, all I can go on is they do add to give me minus 7x. Okay, so I come to the right hand side and we go like, what are the two numbers you could multiply to give you 4x squared? Well, I could go 2x multiplied by 2x will give me 4x squared. Now lads, there's something else that could give me 4x squared. Like it could be 4x multiplied by x will give me 4x squared. Remember, x with little 1 and x with little 1 gives you x with little 2. And the same here. So there's two options. Here are the two options. So it's that or it's the one there. You don't know until you try it out. So let's just try it. Okay, so let's say we try out 4x and x. That's the one I'm going to write down. So I wrote down 4x on the left hand side and x on top. Now, what's very important for the next part, right, is that see these three terms, right? What two numbers multiply to give, and in this case, lads, minus 2, but add in the grid to give minus 7x. Now, what two numbers multiply to give minus 2? Well, sure, wouldn't it be minus 2 multiplied by 1? Or it could be 1 multiplied by, minus 1 multiplied by 2, isn't it? Okay, so there's the 2. Now, wait till I tell you where they always go. That third term, right? These numbers go on the outside of the grid, at the side or at the top. So, again, goes at top of grid or side. Okay, so we're going to say, let's just say I'd say minus 2 here on top, and I'm going to say 1 here. Okay, that shouldn't be there. And then it says, lads, what two numbers multiply to give minus 2? So we know it's 2 and 1, but add in the grid to give minus 7x. Well, let's check it out. Let's multiply in. 1 multiplied by x is 1x. 4x multiplied by minus 2 is minus 8x. Now, just like any teacher that they're recording stuff, we just make sure that it all works out. Like, I'm just saying there's nothing stopping you from saying, oh, miss, why couldn't we say minus 1 multiplied by 2? instead of minus, what did I do? I did minus 2 and 1, didn't I? What's to say I don't do this? Look, now this is wrong, but why don't I go minus 1 and put a plus 2 up there? What's stopping me? Because that gives minus 2 as well. Well, let's check out what happens in the grid if you do this. Minus 1 on the left-hand side, bottom left, multiply that by x, and you get minus x. Then the minus 1 multiplied by the 2 up at the very, very top, that would give you... the 4x on the left hand side, multiply that by plus 2, lads, and you get plus x, 8x. Now look what's after happening. In the grid, minus 1x plus 8x is adding to give you plus 7x, but you've got minus 7x. So let's go back and correct it. What two numbers multiply to give minus 2? There's two options. So the one we're going to go with is minus 2 and 1. So I'm going to change that, minus 2. And then I'm going to change this one to 1. Hope you can see it. And then obviously 1 multiplied by x gives me 1x, so that's a plus x, plus 1x. I can see I don't have to, but I'm just going to do it. And 4x up here multiplied by minus 2 on top is going to give you minus 8x. And you know we've got it right, lads. If the two numbers here and here add to give you minus 7x, and plus 1x minus 8x will give you minus 7x. So the answer, first of all, for the two factors before x squared minus 7x minus 2 is what's on the left hand side, 4x plus 1, and what's on top, x minus 2. Okay, so I'm just going to write that down. They are my factors for 4x squared minus 7x minus 2. That's where the story begins, okay? So that's the first part done. We're not done yet. Remember, let's go back up to the question. The question was this: factorise and hence simplify. So we're after doing what's in green. That's done. If you want, I can circle them just so you know that they're done. And then we're going to go off now and do the yellow one underneath. So that's that part done. And now we're going to do the yellow one. 4x squared minus 8x. So I have to simplify that one now next. 4x squared minus 8x. Well, I'm going to see, I can't do like the square one. You know the way you say what number to multiply to give you 2, like 2 by 2 before. That's grand. That's a perfect square. But sure, 8 isn't just perfect square. There's no two identical numbers, whole numbers that are going to multiply to give you 8. So that's gone. You can't do that. How about I take out what's in common to both terms? So I've got 4x, I'm going to take out the 4 and I'm going to take out the x. Because that's the highest term that's in common to both, I open up two brackets. What's left inside for the next term is x. Because 4 into 4 goes once, 1x is gone. And you've taken out one of the x's, the baby one, there's only a little one left inside. Then 4 into 8 goes minus 2 times. I have an x outside the brackets, so do you know what, lads? There's no x left inside the brackets. The only x that was inside the brackets for minus 8x has been taken out. So I can say my answer here is 4x bracket x minus 2. That's factorising as well, where you're just actually taking out the highest common factor to both. Okay, now I'm still not done. This is the answer to what's in yellow up here, 4x squared minus 8x. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the answer for what's circled in green over the answer for what's circled in yellow. Okay, so I'm going to say 4x plus 1 over x minus 2 all over 4x bracket x minus 2. I'm taking my values. Now let's see what I can cancel. This is the part where we simplify. The x minus 2 is cancelled. So I'm left with 4x plus 1 over 4x. And the only thing, lads, some people might think, oh, sure, no, miss, I can go off and cancel the 4x's. You can't, because, look, that's the same, just to save you, right? Just, you know, that's like 4x over 4x plus 1 over 4x. 4x has been divided into both terms. This is another way of expressing it. So I can't, that's the end of the road. I can't divide it down anymore. And that's it. That's my answer.